Hi everyone, it's Rahima from Careers Portal, and today we'll be having a chat with Monet, who is the Corporate Partnerships Manager at UCT Online High School. We'll be speaking about a scholarship opportunity the school has up for grabs and everything you might need to know about the UCT Online High School.
A very good morning to you, Rahima, and good morning to your viewers. My name is Monet Chiobe, and I'm the Corporate Partnerships Manager here at UCT Online High School. UCT Online High School was launched in January 2022, and we have successfully navigated our first year providing education to over 4,000 learners across South Africa. And I think the school offers a comprehensive CAPS curriculum resulting in the National Senior Certificate covering 19 different subjects for grade 8 to 12 learners. And our online learning model really breaks down the traditional barriers that have hindered the country's education ecosystem, enabling a new era of accessible and affordable education for all. And I think when we look back to our first year, it's been quite a fascinating year for us, a year of learning, a year of innovation. And what we really are striving to do is to employ a unique learning model that combines self-paced learning with structured flexibility, meaning that we are allowing our learners to have the freedom to learn and master the concepts that are being taught, as well as offering them the structured flexibility to ensure that they get to do what they need to do to make sure that they complete their education. And the approach for us really allowed our school to adapt the teaching method and the model that we are using based on data-driven insights. So we really base most of our innovations and developments to improve the education outlook in our school based on data. And this really helps us to ensure that we can look forward to best possible outcomes for our learners. So really the first year has been really interesting and very exciting for us in innovating and pivoting to make sure that we can yield the best results for our learners.
Yeah, and also because it's something new, so anything new that's brought up onto the market or that gets established, it's always fun to see how things change and how you adapt to different models and things. So I guess that's something that you guys have also like had some fun with. What I wanted to touch on is access. I know that maybe a lot of concerns parents or guardians might have is that the kid might not have access to the online school, and I guess that's where the scholarship comes in. And how can you hear me?
Yeah, just repeat the question. I lost you a bit.
No, I was just speaking about having access to the online high school, and that's basically where the scholarship comes in. Who can apply and how can they apply to the scholarship?
I mean, we launched the Learning Liberated Scholarship Program with the purpose of investing in the education of talented and deserving learners across the country, you know, in grade 8 through to 11, who want to pursue the National Senior Certificate. And these learners should be coming from families who aren't able to really afford the full tuition on their own. And that's the main purpose why we launched the Learning Liberated Scholarship, to make education accessible for all. And really look at how we are launching it and why we are launching it is to make sure that we really make sure that the learners who are very talented when it comes to academics and they are aspiring to pursue further education in tertiary and they have an intent of making a positive impact to the nation, they have access to quality education. And the scholarship program really has been launched because UCT Online High School, along with our partners, our corporate partners, we believe that these ambitious and intrinsically motivated young people who are responsible and young-minded people have the potential to access leading tertiary institutions for further education, really. And when you look at where we are coming from as a country and the education system, it's under immense pressure, in terms of delivering quality education.
Yes.
If you look at a few of the challenges that the education system is facing currently, we have limited numbers of educators, really. The infrastructure is not developing as fast and as quick as we would want it to be. So access to quality education is very critical in making sure that we build a nation that is really educated and is ambitious to make a change in our society. So that's why we launched the Learning Liberated Scholarship.
I think that's so amazing. Thanks for sharing. I'm sure you guys have received a bunch of application already, and I know in the press release it mentioned something about 8,000 families that have already shown interest. Um, Tell me, until when can people apply, and just maybe a wraparound as to how many scholarships are available? So 8,000 is a big number, and you mentioned earlier that there's like 4,000 students enrolled. How many of these interested families will you guys be able to assist? Since it's just the first year of the scholarship launching.
Thank you, Rahima, for that. Maybe before I even answer the question, I think it's important for me to mention that the Learning Liberated Scholarship that we've started actually offers partial scholarships for January 2024. And what it means to say it's partial, it means that it covers 50% of the tuition fee at UCT Online High School and 100% of the grade 12 Sakai examination fee. Meaning that in grade 12, when they write exams, they need to pay the Sakai fee, and the scholarship is going to cover it 100%. So 50% of the tuition, and then 100% of the Sakai fee that they need to pay. And really is to make sure that education is more accessible to a diverse range of learners who may not afford on their own. And coming to the question of who can apply, I think the reason why we went with partial is because this approach allows for more efficient distribution of financial aid. You did mention that we already have 9,000 families that are interested, meaning that we need to try and spread the funds that we have to make sure that we can distribute it to as many kids who are deserving and are showing potential as possible. So meaning that the partial scholarship will also foster a sense of commitment amongst those who receive the scholarship to maintain the academic performance, leading to higher success rates. And that's why we've went to the partial scholarship route. And in terms of applications opened on the 4th of September, and they will remain open until the 31st of October 2023, midnight, meaning that learners have an opportunity between now or the 4th of September and the 31st of October, midnight, to apply. And maybe if I zoom in a bit in terms of who can apply in terms of the scholarship, we are looking at learners who are South African citizens, or at least one of their guardians or parents is South African. They are showing academic potential, meaning that we are also looking at good grades, learners who can really thrive in our model. We are also looking at learners, of course, who are coming, or the family or the background in terms of finances. They are sitting between your 300,000 per annum household income, just to make sure that they can afford to cover the other 50% and also to get all the necessary technology and the support they need to succeed. And we are aware and we know very well that online learning is not for everyone. And we know that it won't cater for everyone. It's not the silver bullet in education, but it is definitely a possible solution for those who are looking for quality education for their learners.
Okay. So how can, if for example, I'm a parent and I want to apply for the scholarship, do I just go onto the UCT Online website and access the application form online? Or is it part of the actual, say for instance, I want to apply to have my child enrolled at UCT Online, or is it part of that application? How does the application work? Can parents just access it online on the UCT Online website? Or is it like a physical application?
So learners and guardians can go into our website and they can go under our scholarships page, and that's where they'll find more information about the scholarship, a more detailed criteria of what are we looking for in terms of learners who are qualifying and deserving, as well as the application link is right on our website, which is www.uctonlinehighschool.com/scholarships. And that's where they can find more information about the scholarship and how to apply, and they can apply from our website.
Okay, thanks. That's great. Thanks for sharing. So say for instance, a student is not accepted for the scholarship or the application is unsuccessful, but still needs fees. Are there any other options available for them? Like you mentioned, the criteria is quite, the requirements are quite strict. Yeah, are there any other options available for students that might just not make it?
So, Rahima, thank you so much for the question. Look, we do acknowledge and we do know that more and more learners would want to access our scholarship program. And the reality of where we are right now in terms of our scholarship program is that we are still looking for corporate partners who can join hands with us, and we can fund more of these learners who are really interested in joining our online high school. So in terms of other mechanisms of funding, we do know that we can't accommodate everyone at this point, depending on the funds that are available. But we do also welcome other institutions and other organizations to supporting those who might not qualify, or those who might apply and we don't have enough resources to cater for everyone. And in terms of those who don't qualify based on criteria, really it goes down to each case. You know, we review case by case, understanding exactly where did the learner not make it in terms of qualifying for criteria. And we do encourage learners and guardians to also try and see if they can qualify for other scholarships in terms of accessing UCT Online High School, just to make sure that they can access UCT Online High School. It doesn't mean that if they didn't make it to the scholarships program, they can't apply. They can continue to apply, but just that we can't fund the 50%.
Can you tell me what makes UCT Online different to other schools, to our normal day-to-day classes? Other than the fact that it's distance learning and it's online, what makes the UCT Online school different?
I think to really fairly answer that question, our UCT Online High School model it's actually quite unique, because I mean, instead of sitting in the four walls of the classroom, we offer learners a combination of self-paced, meaning that you learn at your own pace, but we also couple that with structured flexibility. And how it looks like is we do have what in a brick and mortar school you would call a timetable. In our model, it's a working plan for the day. You know exactly how many subjects you need to cover, and how much time you need to invest. And what's also quite fascinating with our model is our triage of support, where we don't only just look at the learner and say, you are on your own, you need to pass. We understand that online learning is new. Online learning is quite disruptive in terms of how we deliver education. So we do understand that we need the support of the guardian. We have to give the learner the support, and we need to make sure that the learner is actually completing and doing what they need to do to succeed in our model. So the triage of support is to make sure that we fully support the learners, and we make sure that they have all the necessary resources and the support they need in making sure that we get the best possible outcomes in terms of their academic performance. With online learning, from the data that we are gathering, we are learning every day, and we continue to pivot our model in terms of how do we best support the learners. And one of the key criteria when we look at the scholarships learners is that they need to have a very good background, or they need to have support at home, right? A very good learning environment plays a pivotal role in the success of our learners in an online school. And we also are innovating and coming up with new innovations and ideas of making sure that our learners are engaged and they remain focused in their education. And I'll give you an example. We launched our rewards program early this year, just to make sure that we keep our learners engaged and motivated to
Yes.
go back and complete all the tasks. So our learners, as they are completing their activities, their assignments, attending live sessions, they earn points that they can actually redeem at the end of the day to get themselves a take-a-lot voucher, as an example, win a laptop, as an example, just to make sure that we keep them motivated using behavioral science to try and motivate our learners and gather more data to make sure that we fully understand what it means and what it takes for a learner to succeed in our online model.
Okay. So just for me to understand what a typical day looks like for in a UCT online student, it starts normal in the morning. Or I'm not sure what time classes start. They've got different classes, break, more classes. If you can just give me a brief overview of how a typical day looks like for a student.
Yeah, very interesting question. And like I mentioned earlier, our model is partly structured flexibility and self-paced, meaning that our learners can start school at any time.
At any time, okay. That was one of my questions.
And then the structured flex to say, listen, you have to go through these subjects, and this is the structure which we think you need to complete all the activities by.
Okay.
And then in terms of them interacting with what we call learning facilitators in the brick and mortar, their teachers, we have what we call Ask Me Anything, where the learner gets an opportunity to get into a virtual classroom with the teacher or the learning facilitator and other learners so that they can collaborate and they can ask questions based on where they get stuck or concepts that they don't understand. So a typical day for our learner, up to the learner to decide, I want to start my day at 4 a.m. in the morning and I'll be done at 12 and I can go and do other things. Or I decide to start my day at 10 and I go through all the activities that I need to complete and my day is done. So that's the combination of the structured flexibility and the self-paced for our learners.
Speaking about access, and because it's online, obviously the learners have to have access to technology such as a computer or internet connection. Does UCT Online provide, are they able to provide learners who don't have access, or is this the responsibility of the learners themselves to have a laptop or to have an internet connection?
At this point, one of the requirements for learners to be part of the UCT Online High School is that they need to have a stable internet connection. They need to have a digital device. I don't want to say a laptop, but a digital device that would allow them to access the online campus, to access all the resources that we have in place. And it's a requirement for the guardians to provide those devices and the internet connection for the learners to join the UCT Online High School. We do have competitions where learners, once they are UCT learners, they have an opportunity through our rewards program to can win themselves a laptop based on the points they earn as they complete activities in their online campus. So at this point, even for the scholarship learners, one of the requirements is that they need to have access to internet and they need to have access to a digital device.
Okay. So other than those two requirements you just mentioned, are there any other crucial requirements that student learners have to have in order to join UCT Online? And also touching on that, maybe you can speak about what fees are like as well. So are there any other crucial requirements and what does the fee structure look like?
Right, maybe starting with the requirements, maybe let me just spell them out as they are on our website as well. I'll list all the criteria, not in any order, but number one, an applicant must be a South African citizen. An applicant must reside in South Africa. At least one of the applicant's guardians must be South African citizens. Applicants must be age appropriate and grade appropriate to which they are applying for between grade 11 and 8, right? Meaning that you need to be of age when you're applying at grade 8. You need to be of age if you're applying grade 11. And then applicants must want to complete the CAPS curriculum. It's very, very important that I mention that because
the CAPS
we
curriculum.
also offer Yeah, it's CAPS, the National Senior Certificate.
Okay, cool.
All right. And then applicants must demonstrate financial need, meaning the family household, like I mentioned, the income needs to not exceed 350,000 per annum, which is basically 29,000 per month. Applicants must at least obtain 60% average in English and in mathematics. And then the applicants must have aspirations to pursue tertiary education and careers after school. And then the applicant must also have access to a stable internet, a laptop, desktop, and a printer. And then the last two requirements really are about applicants must have a safe learning environment. Like I explained when I was talking about the triage of support, they must have a safe learning environment with necessary support from at least one adult champion or a supervisor who is looking after the applicant. And they must also, we are asking learners to submit a reference letter from a senior member of the learner's current school, accompanied by the application process, confirming that the learner has the necessary aptitude to thrive in an online environment. And then lastly, they must submit an aspirations and academic journey letter motivating their desire to pursue tertiary education and careers after high school.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure our viewers would find it very useful. And I have to just touch on maybe what the fee structure looks like.
Yes.
For a parent or a guardian that's interested in having their children enrolled on the UCT, what should they expect when looking at fees?
So as you wanted to ask earlier, we have two curriculums at UCT Online High School. We have the CAPS curriculum, which is the curriculum that we have scholarships for. That results in the South African Senior Certificate, National Senior Certificate, which the fees per month is 2,000 Rand, 195 Rands per month. So 2,195.
Okay. So that's per month.
Yeah, per month. So for the scholarships, the recipients of the scholarships means that UCT will cover 50% of the 2,195.
Okay.
Yes. And then in terms of our Cambridge International IGCSE curriculum, parents are looking at 3,300 Rands per month. And this is not part of the scholarships program.
Okay. So you guys do follow two types of curriculums, that's the CAPS and the Cambridge. And yes, it's important to just separate the two, that the Cambridge curriculum is not part of the scholarship and it's just the CAPS. Okay,
correct.
Thank you. One of my last questions that I want to ask, that I've also been curious about, at the UCT Online launch, it was said that resources and assessments would be made available publicly. Is this still the case? Is this still available to the public?
Great question, Rahima. You will know that when we were launching, we did announce that we will make our curriculum accessible and available free. We do have an open education curriculum or resource, which is available for any learner across the country to access for free. So meaning that learners across the country who are not part of the UCT Online High School, they can still go and access our curriculum, our formative assessments. But the only difference between the OER, which is the Open Education Resource, is that it doesn't have the support like our learners would have at UCT, the support coach, the learning facilitators, and other things that are only available for those who are part of the UCT Online High School. But we do have an open resource, education resource, that is freely available for any learner across the country.
How can they access it? If I want to access it, how is it available to access?
So on our website, when you go to our website, on the navigation bar, there is a section that is the free curriculum, where learners can just go into the free curriculum section and they can register to access our free curriculum on their own, and they can have access to all the resources that we have on the online UCT.
So thank you so much for coming and speaking to us. It was an absolute pleasure. It was really amazing because even me, I learned so much more than what I've already known about school, about the online school.
It's
So it was
only a
amazing.
pleasure. I would like to wish all the learners from your network who would like to apply for the UCT Online High School Learning Liberated Scholarship all the best.
All the best, yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing them applying and hopefully joining our amazing online high school. And all the best to all the matriculants for this year.
Yeah, and I also want to say all the best with the application process, and I hope that you guys are able to assist as many student learners as possible. It's such an amazing opportunity, really. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. I think on that note, we also welcome corporates who might be very interested in partnering with us.
I was also wanting to mention, sorry, that's good that you brought it up. So if corporates want to get involved, can they just contact the UCT Online High School? How is there a specific way they can get in touch? How can they get in touch?
So on our website, there's if they go to our website, which is uctonlinehighschool.com/scholarships, there's a section of who are our partners, who are the people that we are partnering with. And there's also a section where they can get in contact with us to talk to us in terms of how we can collaborate. And they can also email us at partnerships@uctonlinehighschool.com. And that's how they can get hold of us.
That's amazing. Thank you so much once again. I really enjoyed our chat.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found out what you needed to know about the UCT Online High School and the scholarship they are offering. We will have all UCT Online High School's information in the description box below if you want to find out more. You can also check our website for more details. Comment down below any questions that you may have, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.